Yes, the title is right, ladies and gentlemen. Today we will be rating out of 10 Google Doodle games. So let's get right into it. So here we are jumping into the first game here. We're going to use a quick strategy of clicking wherever we think there is not a bomb. And then we're going to use the strategy for the corners. So Minesweeper is a game I've actually played before. And I actually pretty much enjoy it. But sometimes I just suck and don't think. So that's an issue. But we're going to use the strategy by putting the ones in the corners because the numbers are showing how many bombs are around it in a 3 by 3 area. So we're just going to keep doing that, stop a few times just to think a lot sometimes. Then eventually we're going to get most of the board cleared there. So then we just repeat that same process with the corners, stop to think a bit, and then eventually we'll get our first win on game 1 of Minesweeper, which was pretty clutch, honestly. Hopping into the second game now, we actually have a great start here. We use the same corner strategy. Now we introduce a new strategy where if you have the amount of mines in the 3 by 3 area that the number says, you can click on every other box in that area and you will know there is not a mine here. So, since this was a great start, I'm thinking this will be a great match. And you see me just keep placing down these flags. It's going great. But then, as I said, stop thinking, ruined the whole thing, actually get a loss here. I don't know, man. Game 3 now, we're coming for a comeback. It's looking great. And then I have to guess, and I get the guess wrong. So, it's a good run while it lasted. Game 4, we got another great start here. This is basically the same as the other games. I'd like to brush over these, but I wanted to show you all my attempts to justify my ratings for all of these games. So this one's basically just one. This is the last one until we give the rating. I also failed this one, but, you know, this was a pretty good game. So, now it's time for my rating on Google Doodle Minesweeper. So overall, Minesweeper, I enjoy. It is a very good strategy game, and I love strategy games. You might not like strategy games, but this is my opinion. So if you came to this video for an accurate opinion, you might want to leave now. But I give Google Minesweeper a 7 out of 10. It's a pretty good game. I like the strategy. I like that you have to stop and think. I've seen some of the speed runs for it. They just like breeze straight through it. I don't know how the heck they do that. But solid game. If you like strategy games, check this one out. Play it during math class. Don't do that. Don't do that. So now we're gonna hop straight into the next Google Doodle game. This is Google Doodle Snake. I assume most of you have played this game or watched this game. This is a game where you are a snake and you try to make your snake as long as possible and fill up the whole screen by eating apples. Now I have this set on the easiest setting possible with 5 apples, slowest snake, shortest map, because I am just terrible at games. But I do have an opinion. So, this round looks like it's gonna go well, and I don't do it well, because playing Google Snake on the phone screen is terrible. Second game of Google Doodle Snake here, and I figured out the strategy last one round. I understand it now. So I'm gonna do very good this round. Started getting the apples. This game is so hard to play on a phone screen. You guys wouldn't even understand. You have to have that experience yourself. So we're doing well here. We're going good. Taking forever. We're looking good here. There's many apples lining up in rows. And then I screw up by not going all the way to the bottom. And then I die by touching the snake's tail at the end. Which I'm counting this one as a victory. This is a dub. Now let's talk about my rating about Google Doodle Snake. My rating for it officially is a 5 out of 10. I don't find it as enjoyable as Minesweeper, but that might just because I'm playing on phone. I know it's fine on computer because I've done it on computer, but on phone, it's a 5 or a 4 out of 10. I can't do it. And Google Doodle has a version of your grandma's favorite game too. Next game we will be playing is Google Doodle Solitaire. Now, I've played Solitaire probably once in my life, and I didn't like it. And I'm only going to show one game in this um, short video because the games take way too long. And half the time, you can't even finish them, which I'll talk about in my rating. So, this is my Solitaire game. I just start spamming the cards sometimes because I can't figure out what I have to do next. It's pretty good though. I don't really like card games, but this solitaire is a decent solitaire. I mean, what really can you innovate on a solitaire card game? I skipped ahead through the solitaire game because the thing was going to be too boring. So here's the official rating on Google Doodle Solitaire. 2 out of 10. Do you want to know why? I played 4 games of this solitaire off camera, and every time I loaded into the game, it was impossible to finish. Trust me, I spam clicked every single thing I could. It was impossible. I had to restart all the games every time I started. You could never win. It just isn't a game if you can't win. It doesn't end. You're just soft locked once you get to a point. That's why it's a 2 out of 10. Now we're playing Doodle Cricket. Cricket is kind of like baseball, except there's only 2 bases and you run back and forth with 2 people. And I actually enjoyed this game at first. I thought it was pretty fun. I mean, I wasn't hitting it that far, but I noticed as you got progressed further along, he threw it harder than you could hit it out. If you hit it out of the stadium, it is 6 points, and running back and forth is points also. But I later figured out you can just spam the cricket paddle, which removes all the skill from the game, which kind of defeats the purpose of a game that you're supposed to have skill to use. The only skill you need is the skill to mash a button, and then you instantly get 100 points, 80 points. I think I ended up with around 80 points. I didn't try to mash the buttons. That's why I died. I'm pretty sure you could, like, max the entire game out just by mashing the buttons, so. I mean, it isn't that great in that site, but if you don't mash the button, it's actually pretty good. So now it is time for the Google Doodle Cricket rating. 6. All of these Google Doodle games, they're not perfect. There's ways to cheese them and stuff. Hopefully we find one that cannot be cheesed. But 5, 6 out of 10. It's pretty good. Next up is Pac-Man. Now I'm not sure if this is Google Doodle Pac-Man, but this is Google Pac-Man, as you can see by the big letters. And I actually do pretty well for my first time playing Google Pac-Man. It went pretty well. This is the last game of the video, and then I have more Google games to review if you want that. But I actually do pretty well on this one. I avoid the ghosts, get the gold coins, or whatever the heck they are. Birdseed pellets. Ghost poop, I don't know. I'm Pac-Man janitor, I clean up the poop in the hallways. I don't know. Something that's happening there. It's pretty chill being the Pac-Man janitor. Ghost poop everywhere, you know? Anyways, time for the Google Pac-Man rating. You ready? 9. It's just Pac-Man. Everyone loves Pac-Man. It's just Pac-Man. It's really just Pac-Man. You ever played Pac-Man at the arcade? Same thing. You ever played Pac-Man on a different website? Same thing. It's just Pac-Man. Everyone loves Pac-Man. And that's the video. Have a good day.